senior staff person here today, Sharon Armstrong, Vice President of Business Development, and we would be remiss in not saying that we truly have a good relationship, a special relationship with Laurier University. And thank you very much, Ginny. I know I've had many years of the opportunity of coming to many events that Laurier puts on, and I must say I joined Maureen, for example, at many information sessions that she puts on. Other marketing people join in the undergraduate area at the university, and I must say it's tremendous. We find that Laurier undergrads and Laurier MBAs do very well in our CMA entrance exam. They do extremely well in our CMA program, and they make great CMAs with Laurier's undergraduates. Do we only have one mic here?
Yep.
Oh, I thought we had a double mic.
Do you need another?
No, I'm fine. I'm here to present the Outstanding CMA MBA Alumni Award, which is awarded to a Laurier MBA grad who achieved their CMA designation and has demonstrated extraordinary achievement in strategic and financial management. Judging criteria include the size and growth of the individual's organization, proven managerial acumen in the accounting field, and demonstrated leadership, innovation, and integrated organizational decision-making skills. Maureen Tomlinson discovered her interest in business and finance at an early age. Shortly after starting high school, Maureen began her applied education by working at both an insurance brokerage and an accounting firm. Building on that early taste of business after graduating high school, Maureen worked full-time for an insurance company while successfully earning a double major in economics and psychology at Wilfrid Laurier, and also completed her CIP and FCIP insurance designations. While progressively taking on more and more challenging leadership roles in her career, Maureen developed a passion for strategy and complex business problems. This passion quickly led Maureen back to Laurier, where, with the encouragement of her family, Maureen completed her MBA and her CMA designation. Never one to stack challenges, Maureen began her family at the same time. Support and collaboration from Laurier faculty made it possible to have 2 children while completing her degree and working full-time. Today, Maureen is the mother of 3 boys, a director at the Economical Insurance Group, and sits on the board of directors for a business technology firm. Maureen's love of learning and challenge continues unabated as Maureen, an avid runner, delves into the world of physical challenges and into cycling and swimming. Please help me in congratulating our 2010 Outstanding CMA MBA alumni, Maureen Tomlinson.
When you start university, you are assigned a student ID number, 9961241,000. I can't tell you the number of times I had to write that number on a paper for an exam in the gym or lecture hall on campus. No one would talk to you in the registrar's office. It was the first thing the faculty would ask you. Unless you had this insignia on everything you owned or handed in, you couldn't get any information. This ubiquitous number could make you devoid of identity. All I knew was that the first 2 numbers represent the year we started at school. Little did I know this number would follow me unexpectedly for many years. Being here today proves that at Laurier you are never devoid of identity, but rather valued and honored for it. My story, much like many of us, is unique and doesn't follow the standard path. It's a shame to even reference standard, as we are all so individual as human beings, but I know my tenacity and fire lead me to unconventional situations. Doing the Laurier MBA CMA program was one of them. I found myself in an industry with people with little post-secondary education. Being a CEO was going to be a breeze. The reason for this is that the corporate world couldn't supply the largest generation the world had ever seen, the baby boomers, with enough jobs. Forced into self-employment after high school, only to fall into the insurance industry years later. Practical and hands-on experience had made them better at understanding risk profiles and knowing the best ways to adjust and settle claims. Myself and one other fellow were the first young people the company had hired in years. While I entered into the workforce much younger than my peers, I couldn't do university normally either. On the surface, I was no different than my friends who would be graduating in 3 years. Here enters the quest for an MBA. Social norms of growing up had evolved where everyone's just expected to go into post-secondary education. This wasn't going to be as easy as I thought. Everyone and anyone could be considered for my future job. Yes, the romance of being young and knowing everything ended quite quickly. After finishing my undergrad at Laurier, I knew I loved this institution. I didn't apply to any other school for my master's. This was my home. The CMA MBA dual degree just made sense. Every CEO needs to understand the financial statements inside and out. But this educational journey would too be different. Having kids is both amazing and the most humbling experience ever. When I found out I was pregnant after the first term, Laurier faculty were nothing but supportive and encouraging my situation. I thought for sure that's how they would reference me when I told them I was having my second child halfway through the program. Miss Maria Tamlin is probably the reason I was able to keep all my courses, prerequisites, on-campus, off-campus courses straight. Every time I phoned Maria, she knew who I was by name and was nothing but off-the-wall positive. Maria completed paperwork on my behalf, told me what to do when, and even took time out of her busy day to ask how I was doing. In fact, it was Maria who led me to take an independent study with one fabulous Dr. Mary Kelly, Associate Professor of Finance. Mary's willingness to explore the academic side of insurance is contagious. Being a mother of 3 small children herself, she is also a friend and personal coach. Mary isn't the only faculty member that made an impression on my education, life, and ultimately career. Howard Teal, who is no longer with us, taught me the peanuts example, the difference between contribution margin and fixed costs. He also told me 3 reasons, which I still cite today, to enter into cost chargeback model. Natalie Day for her concise summary of what statistics can do, and Mr. Bill Morrison, who makes economics the most beautiful subject there is. And even though Bill Banks, who would not call upon me as I breastfed one of my children in his class, he refused to call upon me when I had my hand up and I was breastfeeding. He made my job in the company relevant to others. It is an honor to have been taught by them and to get this opportunity to thank you all years later. There are few chances in life you get to publicly acknowledge your parents and family for their support and cultivating of who you are. Already did the wedding thing, so I'm grateful for the second opportunity. My degree doesn't belong to me entirely. It's partly owned by my mother. My mother is so supportive and amazing. She drove down from Alliston to Toronto every second week while I had class. Not just to babysit, but to walk the streets of Toronto and come back every 3 hours to ensure the baby could be fed. She embodies family, and I aspire to be just like her. I am lucky to have such a strong and independent woman like my mother in my life. I'm even more lucky, as I have 2. My Auntie Leanne has demonstrated to me all my life that there's always 2 sides to each coin, and that there's more than one way to approach life. She is my idol of what a businesswoman can and should be. It is their combined strength that led me here. And last, but certainly most not least, I get my passion and sense of business from my dad, both inherited and through your teaching. It is your logical mind and unwavering belief in me that has given me the confidence to take on any challenge. I am grateful to be here tonight, grateful to have been nominated, and even more grateful to be chosen, to be a Laurier and CMA graduate, Laurier twice, and now a proud alumni. Thank you, Laurier, for the most memorable award and being part of my life for almost 15 years. 96124. 10,000.